So I got to see the younger sister and I got to see the niece today for the first time in 3 months. Like the last time I saw them was in was it early February 2020? So it was like just like the quarantine hadn't even happened. It wasn't even around at that point. So hmm. But yeah, they hung around for a couple hours. It's good to see them. Even at 15, is it 15 or 16 months at this point? Now she's walking around. She's entering toddler phase. Anyways, oh, what the heck? A couple of months ago, I got the Trivers Tridasher, and I had said at the time that I would like to get the other two. I was actually planning to get Tridasher last, but as it turned out, ended up getting it first. And yeah, it's treated me pretty nicely so far. Although I will say because the knees don't ratchet. Which one is it? Yeah, the left knee here has lost a bit of it. Now it'll hold its own weight. That's all well and good, but like if you try to get it into the not gear walk mode, it just tips right over now. So that's totally not an option anymore. And I've got the swords sitting over there. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, I still like this thing. It's still pretty good. Flipping it back and forth between the different modes, it's all good. But I did mention that I wanted to get the other two Tridashers, or Trivers, I'm sorry, and that's what this video is about. So let's get started with the Tridasher. So I had originally wanted to get these in the order that they were originally released, but as it turns out, it just didn't happen that way. Um, I had also wanted to order them all online, but considering the other purchase that I told you guys about, but I haven't told you what it is, that's currently stuck at a post office in Japan. Actually, it's sitting in Tokyo. It's been sitting there for almost 2 months at this point. I didn't want to take a chance, so I bought these from an import store. So I bought these from Big Bad Toy Store. Actually, is where I got these from. Import store. What's wrong with you? You can name them. What's wrong with it? So yeah, unfortunately, I had to pay a little more to go through BBTS than I'd had to go through where I got that one from. Actually, I've been looking forward to the Tridasher the most, just because the trailer where they announced that they were going to do the Trivers left such a strong impression on me. I like just had to get the Tridasher first. So actually, I was looking forward to getting this one first, but unfortunately, that didn't work out. One male Dionaut, one female Dionaut. I forgot to point out with the Trijetter, no magnets on them. So now the Dionauts still have metal in the bottom of their feet, but the Trivers themselves don't have any metal. So, what exactly are you going to use it on? I suppose they're small enough. Doesn't really matter. But anyways, in regards to Tridasher, I'll be. Oh, are these the same swords as Trijetter? I'd be surprised if they are. Well, they're not the same paint scheme. However, yeah, they are the same swords. Huh. It's the same kind of katana looking sword. Strange. I wasn't expecting that. But anyways, the impression that the Tridasher left on me, I kind of want to get three of them just so I could do a little bit of actual army building. But that's not going to happen. These things are bloody expensive. They really are. I'm fairly certain I paid more for Tri-Digger than I did for either one of these. So, as for the unboxing that I did just a couple of days ago, actually, I got the two Trivers, and the other items all at the same time on the same day. So I've actually been sitting on this for a couple of days to let those settle. So yeah, it's a very appropriately not Optimus Prime head. However, the forehead crown does have some light piping on it. So, yeah. What's this called? What's this called? English, I summon thee. Bullet core. It's not a bullet fighter, it's a bullet core. Are these the same? No, they are not the same. Guess there wouldn't be much point to it if they were. However, even though they are molded differently, they still transform in exactly the same way. Is this cockpit planning to pop out on me? hope not. Ooh, there's barely enough room for that head to get through. So there's the bullet core. And the cockpit assembly and then the red frame around it are completely different from what they were, the bullet core on the Trijetter. So they're completely different. However, they both still have, if I can get to it. Wow, that cockpit is really tight. That's nerve-wracking. Let's loosen that up. Just like with the Trijetter's bullet core, this one also has a vest restraint that comes down over the top of the Dianaut. So, yay, they still have that. Woo! My gosh, each sword has a pair of C clamps. Actually, no, there's four C clamps to be used on the sword, and then the two guns have a pair of whatchamacallits on them. So, good grief, am I going to end up using all of these? I hope not. So why would they have two of them for the swords? I'm wondering. Not certain. I'll worry about those a little later. Backpack flips around completely. Well, it's not really a backpack, but friction, 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 friction all the way around. Do the hands pivot? Yes, they do. Do the hands open? Yes, they do. The hands are different. They would have to be. No, they wouldn't. Gosh, I wonder if they're different hands. It'd be very surprising if they were. Has kind of the same kind of sharp fingertips as the Trijetter. Ooh, that elbow goes both ways. Okay then. Whatever. Does that turn separately? Yes, it does. So it does indeed have a forearm swivel to it. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, the friction on that arm disappeared completely. Wow. Not even 5 minutes old, and already the friction's just gone from the left shoulder. Jeez. The Dianauts here, the male Dianaut is red with silver pants, and then the female Dianaut, for whatever reason, her face is not colored. Her armor is orange, and then her pants are gray. I feel like I'm looking at Orion Pax, like just a younger version of Optimus Prime, just the way the head is shaped. Whatevs. It's just machine top and machine bottom. Yeah, top machine, bottom machine. Yeah. Okay. There's vents right on either above the hip joint where the pelvis is, and those vents have been painted both silver and green. Wow, that's some really fine detailing. How did they do that? That's some really fine attention to detail. I like it. Ooh, it's a nice tight waist joint. Oh, are the guns on the same hinges? Yeah, they are. Okay, so I have to choose between over-the-shoulder cannons or over-the-shoulder swords. Well, there's nowhere for the swords to peg in. They don't even peg on the hips, which is surprising. Well, let's get these out and see what kind of damage we can do first. So there's a pair of kind of J-shaped brackets, if you want to call it that. I don't know. One on one side, one on the other. Although there is an opportunity for both the guns and the swords to be attacked. Oh, I might be able to peg these in at the same time. So I was able to do it with the Trijetter, so why can't I do it with Tridasher? Ooh, friction is real. Yikes. Oh, and there's a pair of pegs on the sides of the backpack. Backpack's not very prominent. It's just a thin, or just a slab of plastic back there. So, I think just because the Trijetter can hold the swords better, I think I'll just keep the swords on that, and then keep the, or what are they called? Crash caliber? Yeah, crash caliber twos, because it's the exact same weapon. I think I'm just gonna keep those in the box. So I don't need two of these things floating around. Whatever. And then the guns come in three parts. Good gravy. There's the barrel. There's the there's the barrel. There's the body, and then there's an end cap. Ow! 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 Ooh! Takara Tomy, or is this Takara Tomy? Who did this? Is this Takara Tomy? Oh, it would have to be because it's transformed. Yeah, yeah. Takara Tomy. The little pinpoints along the outside of kind of the umbrella thing. Yeah, I don't like that because you have to push in, use friction. That hurts. It's actually poking into my skin. That's not fun. And then you have to twist at the same time. That that hurts. It's like hanging onto a pineapple. It's not cool. If it's a manufacturing error, that's one thing, but I'm inclined to think that it's actually deliberate. So, ouch. Yeah, it's kind of an ice cream cone looking thing, and it's this lower edge here. It's kind of cup looking thing. There's very fine points all the way around the outside that extend up over the lid or up over the rim, and you're having to use that in order to push down. Just ow. And yes, the Tridasher can both hang on to the guns and mount them on the backpack, but who am I to refuse over the shoulder cannons? With the exception of under the arm cannons and forearm cannons. All three are acceptable to me. The Trijetter, I found out afterwards that you can actually take the guns from underneath the wings of the Trijetters, and if you take the right pieces off in the right order, you can attach them as forearm cannons. So now, why would those of all the things to ratchet on this toy, why would you have those cannon barrels, the mounting point? Why would those ratchet? Why? You don't need them to. It's a weird choice. And there you have the Tridasher. Trivers Tridasher with the guns attached to the back. This so much reminds me of, and I never watched it, but there was an anime that came out early 2000s, early to mid 2000 aughts, something like that. It's not Aggro Bunch. That's not what it is. It's I can't think of what it is off the top of my head, but there's the name of it and there's the picture of it. Anyways, this reminds me of that. So that was kind of the first thing that came to mind, just because of the way the wheels are attached to the legs and the forearms. I was like, oh yeah, it reminds me of that. Gear Fighter Dendo. That's what it was. Gear Fighter Dendo. Which again I never watched, but it reminds me of that. This has a set of machine guns or whatever it is on the outside of the forearm, which is always awesome. You can just point. Love that. Even if they're little guns, they're still forearm guns. So he has something to work with. It has something to work with. Speaking of, there's a fourth Triver that came out, or that was announced 2 months ago, 3 months ago at this point, something like that. It's some kind of variation of the Tridasher. I can't think of what it's called off the top of my head, but it's a motorcycle. So we've got some Psykill action happening over there. I'm not gonna get it. Just I don't need it. Don't want it. Don't need it. Don't care. Friction, friction, friction. Oh, at least with Trijetter it had ratchet joint in the hip, but this has none. Yeah, the only ratchet that I found so far is is right here. It snaps every 45 degrees. That's the only ratchet that I found in the whole thing. What? And I don't know why they put so much. Why did they put it there and not anywhere else? Whatever. There's a typical anime thing where the thighs are shorter than the shins. Why? Toes point forward and backwards. Oh, and they have a very generous inward tilt again. Yay. So they've got a universal joint right there. Awesome. The Crash Caliber 2 from the, was it the Tridasher? It's molded in the same colors. It is the same mold. I just compared it. But the interesting thing about it is they actually took the time to paint the blade silver. Like the grip, and the guard, and all those things is the normal gray. Mild, average, ordinary mechanical gray plastic. But the sword, the blade itself, has been painted silver. So, excuse me, hiccups. That's a nice touch. I like that. Still, gonna keep that in the box. So, just know they're there. Why does it have four of those C-clips? I don't understand that. So here you can see the two. There's the female and the male. Boy, that looks like Spider-Man on my screen. That's what it looks like from here. And then the Crash Caliber 2s and four of those C-clips. Why are there four of them? I don't understand. You only needed two, and the Tri-Jitter came with two. So why this one comes with four? I don't understand. They think you're going to lose it or something? Well, to be fair, the Tridasher was released first, so maybe they thought like, oh, these are going to disappear or break real easily. So in the initial release, they're like, yeah, we're gonna give you some two additional ones. But then later on with the Trijetter, they didn't do that. So oh well. There's a bunch of numbered decals on here too. It's 00. It's 01 through. Well, 01 through 09, but there's only. Oh no, there's duplicates of them. So there's two of each number. There's two 00s, there's two 09s, there's two 03s. I'm not going to attach those. Screw that noise. Screw it. Diaclone. Trivers system leads the Diaclone to victory. That's what it says down there. Decent bit of little English right there. This must be the catalog for all the cool stuff. Oh, you can put the flight form. What? Okay, we'll find out in a moment here. You can take the Crash Caliber 2s, and you can attach them to pins on either side of the knees, and you can have them attached. You can have them attached to these pegs right here. Oh, let's see. There's a peg. Right. Let's see. I'm trying to highlight it. There it is. See a little peg right there? So apparently you can take these arms, these articulating arms, and stick them down here. Why would you attach the swords there? Now you're just pissing me off. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Screw that noise. Yeah, proper samurai has their swords down at their hips. Well, then why doesn't it have a mounting point for the hips? Just saying. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. there's a flight form. Really? Whatever. I guess I gotta squeeze as many modes into these things as I can. Which makes sense. It's a nice color scheme. Whoa! Okay, we've got double thigh swivel? Yeah, we do. We got two thigh swivels. We've got one. Well, actually, no. We've got a swivel between the hip and the knee, and then we've got another swivel at the knee. So it's technically a double thigh swivel. Why? Maybe it has something to do with the transformation. And the guns are called D-Max cannon. D-Max cannon. And here it is again, highlights for the Trivers system, showing Tridasher and Trijetter, which I will be getting into this time, just because I didn't do last time. Oh, that's the justification for it. Oh, I see. It might be worth it to put those C-clamps onto the backpack after all, because it says you're supposed to. Apparently the way I did it is the wrong way to do it, so. It's probably so that you can remove the D-Max cannons a lot easier. Although, I don't know, it seems fine to me. But if they say it here, maybe it's worth it to actually pull a pair of them out. It's almost not worth it to attach these just because they're so freaking thin and fragile. Ow. Or my skin is thin and fragile. That works too. It's almost not worth it for me to put these on here. That hurts. The friction is real. It's a lot of undue stress right there. Okay. I guess I'm kind of committed at this point. Oh, wow. Just the waist section's actually attached, actually pivots under the arms, and it swings backwards like a giant U shape from behind. Hmm. Ow. Ow. Takara told me these C clips, you really didn't need to make them that tight. The friction in there, that hurts. Ow. Hopefully I never have to do that again. Get in there. Get in there. Oh, it won't. So now the cannons have gone from being really tight when you put them in there to being really loose when you put them in there. But I suppose the advantage is I never have to worry about those C-clips ever again. So, yay, I guess. So here we have the Tridasher with the D-Max cannons up over the shoulders now. And the difference is, why is there a ratchet joint right there? I don't understand that. God, that I'm tempted to take these C clips off of here and just leave them off. Holy shit. Oh, so that's why they only had 4 of them in there. Oh, God. So I have to take the cannon off in order to rotate the arm around properly and then reattach the cannon? Is it even worth it at this point? I'm inclined to say no. Just take the C-clamps off and... Here it is, I have to take the other D-Max cannon off. Just to flip that around. Yeah, I'm really inclined to not use those C-clamps. So anyways, there's the D-Max cannons in their proper positions. I don't know. I'm really tempted to take those off. Those are not only are they hard to get on and hard to move around, but just the amount of stress you have to put on them is kind of sort of not worth it. So you can pin the C-clips on to either side of the shoulder armor, which makes a bit more sense. I'm more inclined to do that. Assuming the clips don't get in the way, what I might do is I might just take those clips and I might leave them attached to shoulder armor. Yeah, they want me to take those arms and attach them to the side of the knees. Like, no, thank you. Although it does say you could put the D-Max cannons there, which okay, that's tempting. Yeah, I might do that. Let's pull the bullet core out of here and change it into its flight mode, I guess. In Diaclone Reboot, you don't necessarily need wings in order to be able to fly. So, whatever. You don't attach the handles to the bullet core. Instead, you attach them from the side of the guns, I think. Gosh, I wish I could move my thumb properly. So here's the bullet core with the D-Max cannons attached. And note that the handles that the Tridasher would hang on to hang down below, because you can see there's little sensor scopes up on top. So that's the... Oh, I guess that would make these things rocket engines or whatever it is. Jet engines, I guess. Jet engines on the guns? I've seen worse. That's what this is. So now we're going to go from bullet core to machine mode, which I'm not entirely certain how to do that, just because there's some serious flipping around you got to do with it. Yeah, I'm sorely tempted to take those those C-clips off and stick them on the outside of the shoulders. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all the different modes, and if the shoulders don't get affected in any way by the different modes, then after I'm done recording the video, I'll take the clips off and stick them on the sides there. Yes, those can turn. Thank you. What about it? Wait, what in the hell? The wheels have a false front. Are you kidding me? Dude, what? Wait, wait, hang on. What? You have got to be kidding me. I don't believe it. The wheels themselves have a hinge. I don't believe it. Look at this. That's mid-wheel. I don't believe they did that. And then the hand folds on the inside. What? The hand folds inside, the wheel goes back up, and then it can spin again. Dude! That's radical. I love it. I can't believe it. The instructions were pointing directly at the wheels. I was like, yeah, okay, there are wheels right there. What about? But what the instructions are actually telling you, in Japanese, of course, is that you have to look for the joint, look for a pair of joints, and then once you find those joints, you can pull out on the door. I've never seen anything like that before. What in the hell? Dude, Japan, you scary. You fucking scary. Okay, so those are flipped around. You put those back in. Fold the arms up 90 degrees. Okay. Thanks, instructions. I'm kidding. At this point, at this point, they have shut me up. I have no room to criticize now. Angle them inwards, kind of. Oh, I know what they're gonna do. I think. Ouch! Ow! 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 My wrist. Wow. Okay. All right. All right. Trijetters did something similar, so okay. Of course, there's nothing to prevent this from moving in and out. So I guess it's going to appear weaker than it actually is, or not. Oh, I see what they're doing. Okay. And then you actually rotate the actual blue forearm. Goes from down here to up like this. Boy, how convenient to have that right there, so you can actually see when I'm turning it what's actually happening. Oh, there's a little tab on the inner side that tells you how far to go. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, it's so. Thank you so much, Takara, for doing that. And then you take the two cannon barrels and you stick them into the nose of the bullet core. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's awesome. God. That's great. I love it. Love it. How much was this again? $105 just for this little deluxe class figure? Or deluxe sized? You know, I think this is actually a proper deluxe class transformer right here. Except it's like $75 more than what you would pay. Okay, here's the Y-shaped clamp, or Y-shaped. Here's the waist, and then you can barely see right there the silver. Let's see, maybe I can. Yeah, there's a gap on either side under the arm. If you have a deluxe white Tiger Zord or a legacy white Tiger Zord, it's the same kind of joint. So you just take this and oh, now it ratchets. There we go. Now it ratchets. Yay. Please tell me it's as simple as that, because if not, I'm going to break it. Ow, there's a peg right there. Ow. Yeah, it is as simple as that. Okay. So you just split the shins right down the middle. Flip them around 180 degrees. It's awesome. I moved them out of the side earlier, and now you want me to move them back? Oh, they flip around 180 degrees. Whoa! Okay, did not see that coming. So bending the knees is part of the transformation process. It always makes me nervous when a transformable figure, almost said transfer, when a transformable figure uses one of the posability joints as part of the transformation. It just means that joint's going to wear out even faster. Because not only is it part of the transformation, but you're also using it for posing. It's a load bearing thing. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea to do this now. Should have waited till tomorrow. Oh, dude. Really? So do I flip those? Oh yeah, I flip those. God, these joints are insane. It's insane the way these things flip around. I'm not going to remember how the knees flip around a bunch of different ways. That's pretty cray cray. Oh, and then there's additional pegs in the. Wow. So you actually end up pegging the heel into the top of the shoulder armor. Wow. So that's what I'm trying to do. Something's getting in my way. Oh, and then you also peg the ankle into. You do the inside of the ankle into the side of the pelvis. Because there's a slot in the side of the pelvis, which I was wondering about earlier. Holy smokes, they thought of frickin' everything. Okay, that goes there. And then the last thing is the shoulder armor, which of course is going to be the hardest because it's blue with a shadow on it. Blue plastic with a shadow on it. Wow, that's locked in so damn tight. Wow. I can't believe I just witnessed that. Jeez. So it's like you peg in the knee, the back of the knee, into the side of the thigh, and then you peg the side of the ankle into the side of the pelvis, and then you peg the back of the heel into the top of the shoulder, or the top of the upper arm armor. So the legs actually flip around in such a way they actually peg in 3 different locations for just this one mode. Holy shit. Ooh. It's never a good sound when you hear plastic make that noise. I'll be stunned if that fits. It fits. God, look at this little tank of awesome right here. Oh, that's why they did that. Okay, alright. So they so they want me to flip these up again? God. These things are gonna be so abused. Somebody shut those hummingbirds up, please. Just nonstop fighting with each other. What time is it? 7:30 p.m. and they won't shut up. Wait, they go. Wait, they show it 2 different ways. What? So I don't understand. So you don't want me to flip those around? I guess they're saying that you have alternatives when it comes to the cannons. Not certain. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one cannon one way and then the other way, so you can see both versions at the same time. I guess they're just saying it's an alternative if you like. I guess that's what they mean. Okay, so I'm going to show you both cannons at the same time. So one of them comes up here like this and attaches to the rocket engine or whatever it is that I was telling you. Might as well show you. So there's the rocket thingy on the back end. It attaches, pegs into the back of it there. So that's one option. And then the other one is to fold the cannon, or fold this articulating arm flat and then attach it via the handle. So you can actually attach it 2 different ways. So I think I like it better when it sits flat. Actually, it took a lot of steps to get into this. Yeah, this is called machine mode. So here is machine mode. This is ridiculous. I can't believe they managed to flip the legs around in such fashion and have them peg into 3 different places. Whoa. And by the way, yes, this absolutely reminds me of the tumbler from the Dark Knight trilogy. Absolutely it does. has little headlights right there. Is that right? Yeah, it's got green headlights. Apparently, green works. Well, I guess those are just sensors, and then it has hazard lights on either side. So it's amazing the way this folds up and around. It's ridiculous. There's a big old blue, or there's a big old black line right here. I don't know what that is, but it's annoying. And then it disappears as soon as. Oh, it's just the way. Whatever. And then the cannon barrels have a pretty good range of motion. And then the underside, you've got 6 wheels to play around with. Is that right? 6 wheels? Yeah. At the beginning, I said that when the forearm flips around, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to hang loosely. Yeah, it's not hanging loosely anymore. It's actually pretty solid. Not because the joint is solid, but because it's pegged into place so solidly. I'm like, not sure if I like the cannons mounted forward. I think I'd like it a little better if they're. Oh, I'd have to take them off, flip these all the way around, and put the cannons in back. I think I might be more inclined to do it this way, where the cannon is pulled back a bit more. More inclined to do it that way. But it's a good thing those C-clips are on there, or else it'd be a real pain in the ass to get those in and out of there. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of the cannons, or the, what are they called? D-Max cannon? Yeah, D-Max cannon. I kind of like the idea of them hanging out in back a little more. It works a little better. Wow. Just wow. So that is. And somehow they managed to make all of these articulating parts solidly snapped into place without complicated ratcheting joints and a shit ton of pins, although they do have a shit ton of pins all over the place. But like, wow, that's very, very impressive. And then from here, we're going to create the top machine, which is high speed driv, driv. It doesn't say driving, it says drive ing form. They forgot to take the E out of drive. So there's an extra E in there because oops. But anyways, let's get this up out of the way, which gives us access to the hip, or it gives us to the access to the pelvis. Disconnect point. So we're just going to take this and pull it apart. So there's the back half. Genius pegged into the pelvis. Ankles pegged into the pelvis, and then knees pegged into the thighs. Whoa. That's that's impressive. That's really impressive. So now we've just got this to work with. Okay, so here's top machine. And it's just the torso and the arms, and then there's an extra little wheel. Is this where the that is? Ordinarily, it's in the abdomen. It's an abdominal wheel, and then you can see the connection point right there for the at the waist. So it actually rolls both on these front wheels here, these genius front wheels, and on this tiny wheel back here. So that's top machine. That's high speed driving form. Okay then. Now the other mode, which is called top machine flight mode. I was commenting on that earlier. I was curious about that. I was like, how do you do this? Is it just me, or does Tridasher have more modes for each of these than the Trijetter did? Is that just me? Okay then. Are you kidding me? It didn't get a peg in there, is it? No, it's not. Okay. I would have been stunned if it had. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm already stunned what this thing has accomplished, but like if they'd done that, I would have like, whoa. Yeah, this is kind of half-assed. They call it a flight form. It's just kind of the arms pointed backwards and um, the hands are folded away. It's kind of all that it is. So yeah, color me slightly disappointed. I'm totally gonna forget this mode even exists. So this is flight mode, and it's just the arms pointed backwards. That's all that it is. So yeah, I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with this U-shaped hole right here. Curious to see what they're gonna do with that. Now that I think about it, I might end up doing try try digger tomorrow. I'm tired. I mean, to be fair, I had a nice long day. Visit with my sister's niece, so yeah. The copyrights are located behind the shoulders, behind the shoulder armor. That's funny. Okay, probably yes. So now we're going to be working on the bottom machine, which is just the legs. So I guess we just peg it in. We just peg it in. That's nice and tight. Although that's purely a friction joint, so get used to it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, oh, it'd be really neat if they pegged the guns in the bottom of the feet. Yep, that's all that it is. Where these D-Max cannons really get the handles beaten up, flipping back and forth between all these modes. So this is called bottom machine B connection. I'm not certain why it's called B connection, just it is. So it's kind of wide. It's almost an air fighter on its own, almost. So yeah, you just take the bottom half and you peg the core or the bullet core in there, and then you attach the DMX cannons, and that's it. There's another one here, bottom machine connection A. I wonder why they list it as B connection first and then A connection second. Oreo. Okay. So instead of having the hole for the waist connector pointing forward, they want you to point it upwards. Okay. It'll be interesting to see how they stabilize it though. Considering it's pegged in like 3 different places. It's not pegged in anymore. Come on, get in there. You know you want to. You know you're supposed to. This looks ridiculous. Oh, this kind of reminds me of the was it the bullet core with the cannons we attached them earlier. It's kind of the same thing. So instead of having the pelvis face forward like usually is, you point the pelvis upwards and then attach the bullet core to the top. So that's bottom machine. It's bottom machine A connection. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Although that's suddenly become loose, but that's okay. Now there's something here called mech mode. So now I get to tear the whole thing to pieces again. Let me guess, just put it back where it was? No, actually, they want me to leave it where it is. I can live with that. I just spent all that time. Oh, they're completely pointed the wrong way. Grr. So now I gotta flip the forearms 180 degrees again. And then the guns go on top. Yeah, guns go on top. Maybe I'm more tired than I'm giving myself credit for. I could have sworn they wanted me to point those upwards earlier. And there you have mech mode. Which I got a decent sized echo of Gunhead off of this thing earlier. You know, I'm glad I didn't pull the Crash Caliber 2s out because like where would you stick them, honestly? And so far the shoulder clip-on points have not been affected. So I may follow through with my threat and attach the C-clips to the outside of the forearms. Then you'd be able to just grab the swords like this and pull them out, or you could just reach up like this, grab them, and pull out. Either way. And that's it. Well, I'm definitely liking machine mode a lot more than I am mech mode. Because machine mode, everything is just locked down so solidly. But with mech mode, um, the the hips want to splay a little too much. There's nothing solidly locking in them into place. And there's a pair of tabs just ahead of the pelvis, which should tab into the pelvis but aren't. So that those tabs right there should be able to tab in, but unless I did it wrong, which at this point I doubt. Okay, I'm going to try and change this back without looking at the instructions. I got to take those D-Max cannons off yet again. God, those hummingbirds are ravenous out there. I gotta flip the knees around 180. Wow. 2 joints for the ankles. Peg that in. Right, right. I'm not gonna remember how to flip these things around. How am I gonna remember this? Flip the ankle. Flip the ankle. Yeah, I'm never gonna remember how to flip these legs around. Don't think I had as much trouble with the um, Trijetter. I think it's fairly straightforward where all of those things go. And then these genius wheels again. I had to take the time to align those properly. I almost wish there was a little marker on each wheel. That oh boy. Okay. Okay. There's a new problem. For as awesome as it is for these. Oh, there's a peg. They put a peg in there. Oh, thank you, Takar. Thank you. I was like, how the hell how am I going to get the space to get the hand out? Nope, they thought of that too. Boy, aren't they just so accommodating? I can't believe they got those hands to hide inside of hollow wheels and they actually put a joint on the wheel, on the inner side of the wheel to flip it open. Wow. I can't believe they did that. Not just that they did that, but they succeeded at it. 100, was it 105, $110 well spent right here. And just for shits and giggles, I'm going to actually have him hold those guns. Because I think he's earned the right to do that at this point. Can you peg him on the outside of the... No, you cannot. I don't know, maybe these are supposed to be like long barrel pistols. Maybe that's what they're supposed to be. So there you go. Actually, I'm going to put these up like that. So that is the Trivers Tridasher, which is the one that I'd wanted to get first, but oddly wasn't available. And was it Hobby Link Japan where I got you? Yeah, I think it was HLJ. Anyways, for whatever reason, I couldn't get it. So something like it wasn't listed there or something. Very cool. Very, very cool. I like it. And now, something that I was not able to do previously, I'm going to do some mixing and matching now. Oh, that reminds me. Did they ever mention where they want me to put these decals? I don't know where they want them. Maybe the shoulders? Oh, yeah, I think they want them on the shoulders. Yeah, they want the numbers on the front of each shoulder, which I am not going to do because I don't need it. And no, there is not space to put them on the sides or the top of the shoulder, or the back or the top of the shoulders. So yeah. Oh, I forgot. Just because I was looking at the instructions, this is called Final Battle Maneuver Mode. So this is maneuver mode. So there's mech mode, machine mode, and maneuver mode. It's not confusing. Not at all. Don't you dare fall over. Okay, let's get into some official mixing and matching. Oh, by the way, the Tridasher stands 9 meters tall, so 9 times 3 stands 27 feet tall, and it weighs 15 metric tons. Good to know. I just spent all this time getting it back into that one mode. Now you want me to change it back? I'm getting too tired for this shit. But I am the one who brought it up, so you know what? I'm gonna put these D-Max cannons off to the side. They're just gonna start getting in the way at this point. So seems to me there's an actual mode name for this. So gonna remove the core bullet, or is it bullet core? I don't even. And pop the waist. So you want them separated. And now let's bring in Trijetter. Do I want to lay the cannon on? Yeah, I do actually. Let's pop you out of here. These. So we've got a pair of pants and a pair of jacket. It's kind of interesting. Um, I want the colors for these. I kind of want them to be reversed so that the red is on here and the blue is on here. But I suppose they didn't want to get the red, or they didn't want to get blue mixed up with the blue of the head. They wanted to mix it up a little bit. So here's the first one. All you're doing is swapping out the jacket. That's pretty much all you're doing. And I'm not going to take the time to attach the weapons, but just know that you can. It has it pictured with the D-Max cannons. So, you know, okay, there's that. Oh, I just got smart. I just realized it's not a coincidence that there's yellow stripes and there's red stripes and then there's also blue stripes on the Trijetter. It's because the Dasher, the Tridasher, and the Tridigger are yellow and blue respectively. So it's like no matter which one you add on here, the white is the common, and then the red and the yellow and the blue are what complement it when you combine it like this. I didn't even think of that when I had the Trijetter. I was like, okay, it's just kind of, it's primarily white and it's got red and blue and then it's got some yellow. It didn't even occur to me they were trying to color coordinate. I didn't even think of that. Huh. And we will get a new thing. Now I gotta take the time to change them into their vehicle modes. So, yep, there's that. So we've got those two. Right. Yep. And for whatever reason, oh no, I know why. It's because the bullet core for the Tridasher has has a pair of holes on the front of it that the Trijetter's bullet core also has. Hmm. Well, bullet cores are not difficult to swap out, so we'll see what happens. So my original idea was that with the top machine for the Tridasher, that the hole right here would line up with the hole here. But as it turns out, no, they cannot. They do not line up with each other. They get close, but no, they do not line up with each other. So I should just transfer on this while it's still attached. Well, there's nothing that says you can't. Shut up, Ava. I know you're tired, but come on. Oh yeah, I just reminded myself I'm totally not going to be able to remember which way the how the legs transform on the Tridasher. So ambitious, but I've totally forgotten how to do it already. Let's learn together. Okay, now I get to remember how to do this. GLHF. Like I remember the ankles, but remembering the rest of it's going to be the hard part. Ouch! Ooh. Too many pointy bits. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to pull the landing gear out for the top machine on Trijetter. Gotta pull that landing gear out, and that'll make room for those. Okay. There's no listed name, but here's the first of the combined forms. I don't know what it's. I don't know what they're called. Is that misaligned? A little bit. It's okay. So, anyways, the front is the same, but you just stick the legs on the back and call it good. It's a nice solid chunk of vehicle right there, and then yes, I do have the landing gear flipped forward. So that was the difficult one because I wasn't certain what I was going to do with the legs. Is that all the way back? Yeah, it is. And then the other one, let's see, does this flip up? Oh, yes, it does. Oh, which it doesn't do normally? Or does it? Yeah, we'll see what happens. So now I get to play with the Genius wheels again. I think that's what I'm going to start calling them. Just start calling them Genius wheels. You immediately know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, now we're going to open up and close the Genius wheels. Oh yeah, I almost broke the elbow. Well, if that's the case, how did... Wait, what? Or do I flip that? Yeah, I flipped this around 180. Okay, yeah, I almost really broke the elbow. That would have ended badly. Oh, I wonder if they want me to actually take the backpack off. Or maybe I just turn these to the side and see what happens. I think I'll turn these to the side and see what happens. Because I don't think the feet of Trijetter peg into anything in particular. Except that you have to remove them. Oh, you have to remove these arms from the back. I don't like that. You have to flip out the landing gear on this one, too. Landing gear on the Trijetter is so strange. Doesn't really seem to have anywhere to peg into. Because previously those would peg in, but those no longer... This is probably going to be one of my lesser favorites of the combined forms. I don't quite like how they're doing this. It's just hanging out. Because there's a peg in the... Oh, yeah, that's exactly where it goes. I was going to say there's a peg on the heel of each Trijetter that conveniently sits really close to a hole on the top of Tridasher's torso. Maybe that's where it goes. Oh, yeah, that's where it goes. Gotta get those D-Maxes involved somehow. Although I'm not entirely convinced this is a good idea. Yeah, considering how long this is taking me to get this taken care of, I probably am going to save the Tri-Digger for tomorrow. I'll just film that and just obviously break this up into 2 videos. So here's the other... I don't remember what these are called. And the D-Max cannons are pegged into the outside of the ankles, the ankle guards. So, yeah, but the feet are not pegged as solidly into the torso as I would like. And also, setting this on a flat surface, I'm not entirely convinced. Because it's going to be resting on the front wheels here, and then it'll be resting on the pelvis, but it will not be resting on the landing gear of the trijetter. So it looks okay. So it's fine, but just I'm not. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna do this one much. Now the other one, yeah, the other one looks just fine. This looks fine. Big bulky vehicle like it should be. But this one, not so much. So yeah. Well, at least I had just enough money to be able to polish something like this off. So there's the Tridasher video. I'm tired. I just ate. Yeah, like an hour ago you ate, and now I'm all tired and such. So I'm going to. Hopefully, I can edit this, and I might be able to put it out tonight. I'm not certain. I doubt it. Yeah, probably not gonna be able to edit this out. So I'm just gonna go to bed, and then I'm going to do the tray digger. He keeps looking over his shoulder. Yes, folks, I actually do have the tray digger. So please look forward to that one next. And so with that, this is AV Unit 4A saying thank you for tuning in.